What's up, guys? My name is Adriel Rivera, and I make music in my shed. Joined with me today is somebody else who also makes music in my shed. The only person in this room who didn't spill their Panera Sip Club lemonade this morning, T and James Pres, Washington.
It's true. I never miss a beat, man. Never spilled before in my life.
I was going to text you this, but I left it out because I wanted to bring it up. I was so mad, bro. I came back from Chicago, 6:45 in the morning. So drove all the way, picked up some breakfast at Panera and my Sip Club lemonade. And then I'm enjoying it. It's the new blueberry lavender flavor.
Ooh.
Not a sponsor, by the way. That really should be, for real. Anyway, whatever. So I'm enjoying it. Mm-hmm. I'm about to come in here to get ready for the podcast and everything. And then I grab my keys, knock over the whole cup by accident, and it's not even that it spilled, but the whole cup cracked and broke.
Oh,
and so everything is just going everywhere.
Yeah.
And I even if I put it back up upright, it's still it's spilling everywhere. So not a good morning, and all of my blueberry lavender lemonade was just wasted. So
was this in the house?
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad it wasn't here because that would have sucked.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Hate to see it, man.
Yeah. Really sucked. Anyway, today we're going to be going over my new song, Not Okay. Any questions, comments, concerns before we listen to this?
Questions, comments, concerns. I think one thing that I will say is that I appreciate hearing songs like this from you because I know you.
Yeah.
And so I very much hear where it's coming from.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
But yeah,
we'll definitely dive into it a little bit more when we get into the lyrics and stuff, but thank you. Not Okay. Let's give it a listen.
Every time I think I'm fine, guess I'm just scared I'm not. You find a way to cross my mind. Guess I'm just scared I'm not. Palms are tense, my chest is tight. Guess I'm just scared I'm not. Tell myself I'll be alright. I could say it's not real, but all my fears they are. I told myself to grab hold of the wheel. Wish I could say it's no big deal, and I can steer the car. I wonder why I can't hold down my guard. Guess I'm just scared I'm not alright. Don't know where I'm going. Guess I'm just scared I'm not alright. When was life this hard? Guess I'm just scared I'm not alright. How does one control it? Guess I'm just scared I'm not okay. Guess I'm just scared I'm not okay. Guess I'm just scared I'm not okay. No other way I can explain. I try to turn the other way. Guess I'm just scared I'm not okay. Hold down my guard. Guess I'm just scared I'm not okay. Don't know where I'm going. Guess I'm just scared I'm not okay. When was life this hard? Guess I'm just scared I'm not okay. How does one control it? Guess I'm just scared I'm not
wow. There she is.
There it is. Not Okay. What do you think of the song?
What I think of the song? Yeah, I really enjoy it. I like how peaceful it sounds to me, and it's one of those things where when you read the lyrics though, it gets dark sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I really enjoy this song.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm glad. When it came to the whole production songwriting process of it, well, I mean, it was a quick turnaround. I started the song not too long ago, and so it's got it done pretty quick and things like that. And sometimes when I do quick turnarounds, it's stressful because it's the mixing here doesn't sound great, and I gotta get that good. The production here, not feeling this, not feeling these chords, things like that. But even though like I knew I had to do a quick turnaround. This one came together pretty seamlessly. And the good thing is too is like I came into this knowing like I wanted to write a song about this. You know? Which I guess maybe we'll save that a little bit more for when we break down lyrics and stuff. But like it helps to come in knowing what I want to write about. And I guess like, you know, I guess just the subconscious of this is where I want to go.
Yeah.
Maybe, who knows, makes that easier to produce it. But
No, for sure. That makes total sense, because instead of like trying to figure out like how do I want the song to sound and then what am I going to write about, you already have like one thing down and you can better match it with the production.
Exactly. So speaking of production, let's get into the production of this. I love the sound of this. I mean, like, you know, every podcast I say that.
Who would have thought dude loves the sound of a song?
For real. But I really do. And like I'll point out specific things that I really like about it.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But first thing we'll get into is these drums. Let's have a look at these. And I know you pointed these drums out when I showed you the instrumental of this. So let's get a look at that. So those are the drums in the verse. So I really like the movement of these drums, right?
Mm-hmm.
Typically, a lot of times in a lot of my production, it'll be very like consistent kicks on each beat.
Yeah.
Which I did do that in the chorus over here. So if you listen, oh, that's not the chorus. I skipped it.
Yeah.
You know, so I like to add it to the chorus sometimes to like give it a little more energy, you know, or just like consistency. But definitely something I'm experiencing a lot more with is like adding different elements to my drums to make them a little more interesting. And definitely like I have that same snare that goes every 4 beats as well, or like whenever, you know, not the biggest music theory person out there. So every 4 beats about is like, you know, another is the snare. But in between the snares, there's different snares, right?
Yeah.
So we have the main snare, but then there's like a different snare over here and a different one over here that kind of like adds a little swing to it, you know? And little things like that really, I think, like helps it feel more alive, right?
Yeah, for sure.
One more thing that I actually took inspiration from Adon Diaz. He released a new song called Jerk Times 2. And something I noticed in the production of that song that I thought was really cool is that in the verses specifically, one of the snares, there's a frequency shifter that's automated to give the snare like a little more like a choo, like as it like plays out throughout the verse, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, that's interesting. I've like never heard that before, but it sounded really cool. And specifically, it was just for the verses because when the chorus came in, it was like more consistent and it made sense with the production because you want to have like a more consistent drive sound when it's in like the more energized area. But I was like, I kind of want to try that out. So I didn't go as extreme as like they did with that song. But there is a slight frequency shifter on the snare. So there's like a little more, I guess, organic sound to it because it's not the same sound every time the snare hits in the verses.
Gotcha.
So if you pay attention, you might hear it a little bit. It's a very subtle thing. To me, it makes the big difference. It makes a big difference, but like, you know, average listener probably wouldn't really notice. But just to give you guys another chance to listen. And you probably hear it a lot more in like the tail of it, where it's like, you know, the tail of the snare, but there's a little bit of a shift in the frequency there.
Yeah, I hear a little bit. I hear a little bit on the tail for sure.
Yeah. And so I just put it in there subtly. And then gotta have the toms, you know. And so just to break down the chorus drums a little bit too. Another thing, a tip, I guess, for producers out there is like if you're using hats, right, throughout your song, what I used to do a lot is I would put the hats specifically in the chorus. But I like the sound of hats and I like having them in the verses as well. And so a ride is another thing that like you can use in place of a hat that like I think works really well for choruses because it is more elongated than a hat is. And so if you have a ride going in, so it's like ding 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 ding, I think it's like, especially when in like the more alternative world, it's a common thing that I hear, and I think it sounds really cool. And then obviously too, there's that crash there, that you hear at the beginning. So boom.
Got it. I hear that. Dude, I love that you love doing toms. Like, I love that.
Yeah.
I think it sounds so cool. Every time that I hear one of your songs, like, it's always one of my favorite parts of the song.
Thank you. Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think toms just hit so hard because it's like transitions, bro. Transitions. It like helps you move from one place to the other in a song. So yeah, I love toms. And then, oh shoot, one more thing you just reminded me is that at the end of the chorus, and it only happens like a few times in the song, like at the end of like these choruses, is like this whole snare fill thing that I got going on because I want it to, like, again, when it comes to transitions, I want it to transition out of the chorus, and so there's like this little fill thing going on, and that only happens at like the end of the choruses and stuff. So boom, another neat little thing with the drums. Drums are cool. Make your drums cool, guys.
Real. And you mixed them cool too. I think it sounded really good.
Thank you. Wait, before we move on, let's actually break one more thing down about these drums. Very beginning, you got that filter going on. Just wanted to point that out because it's so cool.
Yeah.
Love filters, love automation. Okay, now let's move on to one of the things that I'm really proud of is this guitar. This guitar right here, right? And you hear there's the elongated guitars on top of it. So this guitar, really proud of it specifically because it's like the tone of it, right? Well, the chords for one. Chords, I feel like when I played these chords out, beautiful chords. Love these chords, you know. And so that paired up with the tone of the guitar as well, I feel like this is the best that my guitar has ever sounded in a song. Love it. I love how like it came out so crisp and clean.
Yeah.
It's like I was telling Connor because I showed Connor this song like a few days ago, and I was like, "This, I'm so proud of it because it sounds like a Splice sample to me. Like like if I just took a sample and like used it in my song because it's so clean.
Yeah.
You know, and so, boom. By the way, samples, I don't tend to use them too often, which nothing against samples, but specifically too when it comes to like publishing, like collecting royalties or doing sync. Most of the time they're like, don't use any samples. And so it just benefits me to not use samples.
Yeah.
You know, every once in a while, if it's a cool sample, sure, like I'll use it. And drums are a little more lenient because they're drums, right? Like drum samples from Splice aren't as, I guess, viewed as copyrightable, I guess, or something. Not that, but like it's not as bad as using a vocal sample or something like like, you know, that, because that is more of a thing that I think can be heard in what is it, content identifier things like YouTube content ID and stuff.
No, for sure. That's what I was about to say. Like with drums, I feel like it's just harder to track down who the original person is that has that one kick drum that everybody's using.
Exactly,
you know what I'm
right?
saying?
Yeah. So drums, you know, not a big deal, but like anything else melodically, I try not to use samples for. Because, well, one, more flexibility. You know, I like being able to create whatever the heck I want.
Yeah.
But two, if it comes to sync and publishing and stuff like that, like, I mean, like, owning 100% of your song, it's like, it's a big win. So, samples, don't use them too often. So, this isn't sampled, but it sounds like it. Low-key. Pretty good. All right, moving on. Chorus. Something that I do with the chorus is I took this guitar and just added a hell of a lot of reverb, right, to fill out that space and really bring the volume and energy and space into the chorus. So you'll hear right here, if we play through, this is before the chorus, and then you'll hear as it goes into it. So just a lot of reverb, but it gives it like a somber sadness.
Yeah.
So moving on from that, going into the next guitar, my bass guitar. I have this guitar paired up with a sub bass. So we got a sub signed synth that I made and just laid it underneath like my electric guitar or electric bass, right? And play that together. And so this is the bass that we got for the chorus. And then for the verse, very similar bass line, same notes, except that we're just not like climbing up with like the passing notes, right? So it's just a consistent like straight note throughout the verses. So nothing too crazy, distorted bass going on there, but
yeah.
really adds together. So let's put them all together actually, since we're on the topic right now. And you can hear this is like the main meat of the song.
Yeah.
Cool. Now, I say main meat because there is one thing extra that goes into the chorus, and that's these strings right here. And now, when it comes to strings, I'm not a person that typically uses strings in my production, and by that I mean like elongated strings like this. I don't know. It's never really fit for what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
But in this song, I think strings was perfect because it just fills out that, I guess, frequency range of just like all the notes, and it's just noise, right?
Yeah.
But like in a good way, like just noise to throw in there that like feels like it just fills it out. So,
right.
So let's bring it back with the rest of the stuff, and then I'll mute the strings and then bring it back, and you can hear what I mean by it just fills it with noise, but like good noise. So this is with strings, and I'm about to mute them right now. So you got the strings, no strings, strings, no strings. Makes a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
No,
There's
for
that.
sure. It's like one of those like background vocal type of things that like you put in there and you really feel it. You really
Yeah.
feel it in there rather than like it being some crazy thing that jumps out. It's like it just adds to the overall
Right.
atmosphere of the track.
Exactly,
Yeah.
right. Yeah. So something that's similar to these strings that I have going on, which this originally was going to be in place of the strings, but I didn't like the tone that it had it, but I like how it sounded, but not for the chorus. And then when I added in the strings, I'm like, this is what it needs. But this synth I still kept in the song. But it's only in this one part, which is the bridge. And so it's just like a synth that kind of just builds up, right? And that's over here in this bridge before we get into the final chorus. Which in the bridge, we take out the drums and everything else is basically the same, keeping the guitar, the bass, and then just some automation here and there for the reverb of the guitar and stuff like that. But putting that with everything else so you get more context. But yeah, so you hear it just kind of like helps bring transitions, bro.
Yeah.
Transitions. It helps transitions to the next portion. Final piece of production that we have going on here is this pluck that just like kind of goes along with the final melody of the song. To again like kind of fill out the frequency range. I think like one thing that it didn't have, especially like towards the end of the song where you want it to be the climactic moment, is like there wasn't enough high frequencies, I feel like, within the song, and so I added in this pluck so that it can kind of fill it out a little bit more. And so this is what we got going on. A little bit of distortion, reverb. and then that just plays through. And so throwing it on top of the final chorus that we got going on. My bad, I was trying to unmute the strings. And then the outro right here. Got those plucks still going with the drums and the guitar. And finally, producer's tag. Shoosh. So there's that. Though that's the production of the song. Just because we got the vocals here, let's go over the vocals real quick. Really like this little thing we got with the first verse, where you have the way you described it was like a pre-chorus vocal chop thing that I got going on.
Yeah.
But let's just listen to it really quick so we can give context.
Think I'm fine.
Guess I'm just scared I'm not
It
old.
finds a way to cross my mind.
Guess I'm just scared I'm not old.
Palms are tense, my chest is tight.
Guess I'm just scared I'm not old.
Tell myself I'll be alright. Guess I'm just scared I'm not okay.
Yeah, so got the guess I'm just scared I'm not right, but like
Yeah.
the vocal formatted and poor pitch formatted. Yeah. When it came to the songwriting process, the way that I songwrite is I start off with melodies a lot, because to me the biggest thing is melody, right? You could have great lyrics, but if it doesn't fit to a melody that sounds good, it's not a good song. Unfortunately. And I think like lyrics definitely matter. Like I think a song, a good song and a great song, the difference between them definitely could be like the lyrics, right?
Mhm.
Same melody, but if you got better lyrics on the song, it's gonna be better than this one, obviously.
Yeah.
But if you got the same lyrics and a better melody, like most of the time, or bad lyrics and a better melody, like it's gonna be catchier just because the melody's catchier, right?
Yeah.
So I always try to make sure that I have a good melody down first before adding lyrics to it. And when I had my voice memo open, recording stuff, just ideas and stuff, the whole like, guess I'm just scared I'm not old, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I didn't have that lyric specifically, but I had that melody and like the kind of idea that I wanted. I wanted to keep repeating that somewhere in the verse, somehow. And that is what gave me the idea for the chorus, because then I used that melody to go into the chorus, and then like it all stemmed from the fact though that I wanted to have that specific melody in the verses.
Yeah.
And so the verse came first, and then the chorus came afterwards, and so just figuring out how to piece all these elements together that I wanted to include into the song, that's like my songwriting process. That's how it went for this.
That's crazy, because like I just assumed that you wrote the chorus first, and then you're like, all right, let's put this in the verse a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's just crazy that you did it the other way, the opposite way.
Yeah, no, it was the opposite way, and I think in my opinion, this sounds really good.
Yeah.
I think it sounds great. And I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have had it if I didn't start with the verse first. Like it would be hard to coincidentally kind of just put those parts in there without the pre-plannedness of it.
Yeah.
So boom, there's that. Moving on to the chorus, speaking of the chorus, there's some cool mixing stuff going on with the chorus here. You probably might have heard it already, but with the chorus, there's a lot more reverb, but specifically when I'm like singing the K, and then like it's just like hey,
Yeah.
repeats. And that part, I up the reverb a lot more so that it like is emphasized, And then on top of that too, there's a little side chain going on right there as well to give like a pulsating effect. And I think it just like it makes the vocal chop a little more smooth, in my opinion. So if you have a listen here.
Tell myself I'll be alright. Guess I'm just scared I'm not okay. Guess I'm just scared I'm not okay. Guess I'm just scared I'm not okay. No other way I can explain.
And you can even see like right there, like the difference between that part's reverb and then the other, like the A part's reverb. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
There's a difference in how much reverb is in those sections. And yeah, mixing, guys. Mixing is an art. Mixing is an art. You can do so much with mixing to make your songs like bring out the emotion of your song, you know. If you mix with intent, good engineers will mix with intent, you know. That's and I guess I'm saying I'm a good engineer, but
I would second that though. Like I do think that you are very intentional with it, and it shows, and you can hear it.
Thank you. Yeah, I try, bro. I try. Second verse, I sing a lot softer than the other parts of the song, because we dial back the energy a bit and get a little bit more, I guess, emotional, right? A more soft, and like it fits with the song, fits with the vibe, the message. So
Over the things that trigger the way I feel. I wish I could say it's not real, but all my fears they are.
you know, and then so bringing in the harmonies too, because we got harmonies on top of that.
The things that trigger the way I feel. I wish I could say it's not real, but all my fears they are. I tell myself to grab.
You just wanted to play that in my ears, man. That sounded amazing,
Bro.
It was just that. It was just a little part. That right
real.
there.
Yeah, I wanted to emphasize that. That's, yeah, I like that little part. But yeah, there's that harmonies, good old harmonies. Harmonies are always great. And then at the end over here, we got like Oz going on in the bridge leading into the chorus. And then, you know, throwing that in with everything else. Just something nice to put in the background. And then those ahs come back in the final chorus, but we add another octave on top of that, which Connor, by the way, when I showed the song to him, he suggested to adding something else to fill in that higher frequency range. And so my idea was like, all right, let me put up the octave on the final chorus to really fill it out and bring it home, you know. So really getting up there in my vocal range, but putting that with everything.
Guess I'm just scared I'm not old. Guess I'm just scared I'm not old. Guess I'm just scared I'm not old. Guess I'm just scared I'm not old.
Choo!
Beautiful.
Thank you. Question: did you notice that at all when you listened to it the first time, or no?
What part?
The ahs, like, cause not good. All right, cool.
No, I noticed it when listening on headphones is just like unlocking the experience to like new levels for me right now.
Yeah.
Because I'd only listened to it like on my phone and then on the speaker when we did content, but that was it.
Right, exactly. But like listening to it the first time here, like first time through here, like sitting down today when we listened to it just right now, did you hear it at all? Which it's okay if you didn't, because that's kind of what I'm looking for.
You talking about like 30 minutes ago?
Yeah.
I don't know if I heard those ones. I remember I heard these ones.
Yeah.
I don't remember that though.
Yeah, like or what do you mean?
I guess I don't know what you mean.
I like, did you, as in like, did it stick out to you, or was it blended in well, is like my question.
Well, nothing stuck out.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
That's the point. That's the goal.
Yeah.
That's the goal. I want it to be like blended in. And I was asking you this question because I genuinely didn't know if it was blended in well enough. So I'm still figuring out if this is like as well mixed as it could be. But yeah.
No,
like,
I think it sounds good.
great. Awesome. Cool. That's the goal. So yeah, that's that's what I wanted. I wanted it to be blended in well. And I don't want it to be super, super noticeable. You know? It's just another element to like fill in the space. But yeah. Boom. That is the production of the song. And yeah, I mean, I don't have a demo for you guys because like I didn't make any demos for this. That's just like, this was it. This was like, I told you, like, as I said at the beginning, this was a fast turnaround. So like, you know, kind of just made it and then boom, you know. But hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys enjoyed it for real. What do you do you got any questions, comments, concerns about this song?
Are any questions, comments, concerns? Nah, the only questions I got, we're going to answer in the next episode.
Sheesh. Make sure you stick around for next episode next week, guys. But before we leave, make sure you join my early access list down below if you want to get early access to my latest releases. It's growing, and I'm so happy for that because, you know, more people on the email list means more people to send emails to, and that's always fun. Boom. And you get early access before anybody else hears it. You know what time it is?
Yeah, I know. Do you know what time it is?
I know what time it is.
You going to tell the audience or what?
Quote of the week.
All right, bro. Who's first?
Hey guys. Oh shoot. I got a new phone. I used to be an Android guy, and now I use iPhone. Because everybody else around me uses iPhone, and I got bullied into it. So,
and now you love your life more, right?
I will admit it's pretty fun. It's pretty good, but there are some things on the iPhone that I don't like as much as I did with Android. So yeah, so still kind of, you know, still kind of like, you know what I'm saying? But we're good. We're on good terms. Me and Apple right now.
Oh,
for now. All right. You want to know what my quote is?
Let's hear it, dude.
Got this good from a million effing shots. This is from Pres on his latest song, for sure, at the time of recording.
Wow. Thank you for quoting me, man.
Of course. I love that quote. And I mean, you guys talked about it on your podcast, which, by the way, guys, he has his own podcast called
Manifest Recordings.
Boom. Exactly. And so he covered his latest song for sure. And one of the things you mentioned in there, which I just mentioned right now, got this good from a million effing shots. For real. I mean, like, I think there is some merit to like being born with more of a knack than other people, you know. But at the end of the day, it's like, even if you have like talent, quote unquote, it's like the effort and work that you put in to get better is what's going to matter the most, you know. And somebody that puts in a million shots over somebody that only has done it once is going to be obviously better because they just put in more reps, you know. And so, like, even, I mean, going over like the whole production thing, right? Actually, this is a conversation me and Connor had. Shout out Connor again, third time mentioning on this podcast.
Shout out Connor.
Connor. Anyway, something I was talking to him about. I was like, man, dude, it's kind of crazy to think about like all the things that I know about production right now, because just imagine getting to my, like, if I were to have started today, you know, all over again, and like I had found my passion for music today and I wanted to get into it, like, man, dude, to get to the point that I'm at right now, years of work, like it took to get to here. Because like knowing my stuff that I made back then, it's like nowhere near where it is now. And it's like, it was so much time and effort. And it's like, man, a million shots, bro.
Yeah. And you don't like, I mean, you realize it as you're doing it a little bit, but like when you really start to look back and look at some of the older projects and stuff, and you're like, why did I do that? And then you realize like, oh, because that's all I knew.
Exactly.
Like, I just didn't know better.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Speaking of that too, because you just reminded me, I had like a project book when I was in 8th grade where I made a song, and like I wanted to do like format shifting on like my vocal, but I didn't know how to do it, so I just sang it. So it was like I remember like the lyric was like, don't worry, and then it would like stutter, so like worry right. But then like since I didn't know how to do format shifting, I just went like worry with my voice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because
Yep.
I didn't know how to do it. But I knew what I wanted, so I like tried to do it at least to my best of my ability. So
Yeah.
but yeah, bro,
Oh man.
a million shots.
Million shots.
Hey, what do you think about that lyric though? Like looking back, like at your progress,
Yeah.
it's like I don't know. What are your thoughts? I guess I don't know what I'm trying to ask, but like, what are your thoughts on that?
It's just, and it's wild because I think that it also has such a compounding effect to it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like putting in 100 shots and then like getting to 200 isn't the same as like getting 100 more shots. It's like built on top of your first 100 shots. So
That's
you're like
facts.
even more specialized. You know
That's
what I'm
true.
saying?
Yeah.
And yeah, I love learning. So like I love putting up shots basically, like
Yeah.
in whatever I can and trying to learn new things.
Get better.
That's what it's about. Yeah, it's for real.
Level up your character.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to become the next Nick Fury Jr.
Sheesh.
Sheesh.
All right, man.
All right, what's your quote?
Ready for my quote?
Heck yeah.
All right. We're going to go with this one.
Cool.
All right. I'm glad that you're cool with that. Your professional success and quality of life depend directly on your ability to manage information effectively. And it's from Building a Second Brain by, I think it's Tiago Forte. If I'm saying that wrong, like, apologies. But yeah, I think that's true for everything. And that's one of the reasons why I try to like put as many things in, not necessarily in writing, but like in a format to where I can get back to it and not just letting it be in my head and stay in my head.
Yeah.
Because it's like if you get it out, you can reference it again.
Yeah.
But sometimes if it's in your head and it goes away, you ain't referencing that again. You know, it's gone.
For real.
And
Facts.
so that goes with ideas, knowledge. Like, man, I put like birthdays. When I hear somebody's birthday, like even if I barely know them, I'm putting it in my phone immediately because otherwise I'm forgetting. Like, who knows where this is gonna go?
For
I'm
real.
gonna forget.
For real.
So I just put it in my phone.
That's very true.
But yeah,
That's good.
goes with a ton of stuff.
That reminds me of I talked about this guy on the podcast before, Phil Graham, the Next Level Facebook Ads. He was talking about the traits of a successful advertiser. And one of the qualities of a successful advertiser is that they take action. They're actionable, you know? And so there's a difference between somebody like learning how to do something and then somebody like taking action to do it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, because like I'll use myself as an example when it came to growing an email list and like building on top, like getting better at sales and stuff like that. Like, I mean, for a few years, I was just consuming content about it. And like at a point, like I knew what I was supposed to do. I just didn't do it.
Yeah.
And it's like that information is like useless unless you take action on it. So the same thing as like writing the information down or like, you know, writing a birthday down, taking action on like trying to remember somebody's name.
Yeah.
It's like, if you're trying to move forward with something, you just have to do the action, you know, just do it. And
Yeah.
like, and a lot of times too, it's like people say the best way to build a business is to start, you know, and it's like, you might not know everything, but just taking the action is going to help you get there.
Yep. And then take 1,000,000 shots.
Boom, boom. Just put it all together, bro.
There
Put
you
it
go.
all together. If you guys like this podcast, by the way, crazy transition. It's just like one topic to the next.
Just go for it, bro.
If you guys like this podcast, feel free to give it a 5-star review. I notice the 5-star reviews. I see when it goes up by one more review, you know. So if you want to make me happy, make my day, give it a 5-star review. That would be so greatly appreciated. Give this guy a 5-star review. Just think in your mind, like I give Pres 5 stars, and then boom,
Yeah.
like we'll accept that as well.
I feel it like in my soul.
Cheers. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Tegan James, Pres Washington, and Adriel Rivera, and we make music in my shed.